Did I ever tell you the time when I was like the world's bestest lifeguard? I was super ripped, and actually David Hasselhoff was out here drowning, and I rushed out there to save him, and I grabbed him and I scooped him up, and I carried him back to shore because it was vlogging 966, and he's like, no it's not, it's vlogging 965, and I was like, David Hasselhoff, if you disagree with me one more time, I'm gonna drown you right now, I don't care how precious you are. Oh, look at this guy. Good morning. It's Saturday, and I'm on my way to a bike tour. For those of you that have met Valkyrie, you've seen her in my vlog a couple times. I met her through Bike About Tours, and she's doing bike tours with them, and she's branched out to do a whole myriad of things. I did her New Year's Eve bar crawl, if you'll recall that. She's doing a lot of things like that, and lots of other things that are gonna be really interesting. I have the opportunity to join her for a bike tour today. We'll be joining her again very soon for a lot of interesting stuff, which we'll leave to mystery for now. But I'm gonna head down to the Peloton to meet her, go for this bike tour, and I'm gonna try and shoot the entire vlog on my brand new Pixel 3, which I have in a cheap case that's kind of protecting it until my Tech 21 case gets here, which hopefully gets here very soon. But we'll see how this goes. I just wanted to try out the new camera, try out all the new fandangled doohickeys and whistles and rebobs, see how it turns out. So with no further ado, let's get down there and find our bikes. Really curious to see how this does in a variety of ways that I'm used to using a phone when I vlog. I don't use my phone as much when I vlog anymore because I've got my camera, but you know, I gotta give it a try. See, I think that the angle on the lens is actually a little bit more narrow than I'm used to. So that's one thing. And then it's hard to know where to look because I have to look at the different spot that I'm used to. That's It's Kate. Hi. Step one, grab a Velib or 10. I don't know. I grabbed a bike from next door. One of the key components of this looks to be that we get ice cream right off the bat, which is not a bad way to go. Bertillon. It's an ice cream that you'll hear about if you aren't already familiar with it in Paris. It's made on the island that we're on right now. It's been a long time since I've had some. You know what? It's included in the tour, so I'm gonna get some. I got fraise des bois, which literally means strawberries of the woods. So wild strawberries, they're like little extra sweet strawberries. I love strawberry. This is kind of amazing. Had my first bike accident of the season 2. You gotta get it out early, but this lady when I went to turn, I had my ice cream in one hand, went to turn and stop here, and she decided that was the time to try and pass. Ran straight into me. Thankfully, I managed to save my ice cream and catch her before she fell. I ended up on the ground, but I managed to stop her before she, hit the ground. She wasn't very happy with me, but it's kind of her fault. Anyways, it worked out. Probably gonna be a little sore from it, but not too bad. I did lose a shoe when I went over. Aside from that, gotta have the good times. What? I'm fine. I was just explaining the spill on camera. Yeah, I'm a little sore, but otherwise I'm pretty good. Be fine. If my ice cream had spilled, that would have been the real tragedy. so far, on the pixel side of things, it's doing really well, actually. It's really smooth. The software works really quickly. I'm not sure that I'm a huge fan of how it's laid out exactly, but let's see how I feel about the lens too. But it's really nice to use, like, crisp. Just getting into it, the one thing that I like really faster, that's my pixel side of things. The tour, we'll talk more about that here in a minute. We're moving on. The tour is nice. Basically, the first half has a lot of overlap with the Bike About tour, but there are some differences. Like stopping at Saint-Germain-des-Prés was nice. That was different, and there are a couple of little jaunts here and there. Some stops that she takes that are definitely different. It's a lot of wind. I don't know if I'm effectively blocking the wind from the microphone, so we'll come back to this. What's different about this tour is that we're actually going to go all the way to the Eiffel Tower in the end. So we're leaving the overlap right now. Get a little bit more time on the river. Riding, it's just nice to get out and ride a bike anyways. Bounce around Paris, even if the weather's been going between sunny and cloudy. At least it's not raining. It happened to me this morning, random side story, but I rode my wheel to get something to eat this morning, and it decided to start pouring right when I stepped outside. My wheel rebelled a little bit. It gets very unruly sometimes. And yeah, almost had a very rain-soaked, angry wheel collision with the ground. So crash, you know what I mean. But it's fun to be on a tour with Valkyrie. She has a lot of walking tours, bar crawls, all that kind of stuff I was telling you about. I'll let her give a little bit of a pitch about what she does, but if you're looking for a good time that's chill and relaxed, she's not trying to run this like a traditional tour company. She's trying to make something that's a little bit more relaxed, like you're hanging out with friends, doing your own thing. Of course, she's got a croissant tour, like a how to make croissants, like a croissant making tour that I really want to go on. Bar crawls like you've already seen, and a bunch of other fun stuff. So we're gonna give that all a try here in the not distant future. But you know, might as well get a little bit of bike exercise here today. Uh-oh, police barrier.
The Gilets jaunes have blocked our route. I'm all for revolution, but come on, this is a bit much.
Gilets jaunes. Encore? Juste encore une plus, s'il vous plaît! Merveilleux! Merci! Okay, that doesn't happen on every tour, but that was definitely the highlight of this tour. He did it like 4 times, and if we managed to get him to do it 1 last time. You're gonna do it?
Yeah.
You got it. You got this. You're a natural. Yeah, it was beautiful, yeah. Oh. Look at this guy. So much quieter over here all of a sudden. It's nice. I've ridden my wheel obviously by the Eiffel Tower recently, but it's been a long time since I've ridden a bike over here. If I've ever ridden a bike by the Eiffel Tower, I don't even remember.
Okay guys, we made it to the Eiffel Tower. I think we deserve a bubbly toast. What do you guys think? The popping sound gives me the heebie-jeebies. Woo! Woo! All right, good job, guys. Bravo! We conquered Paris on bikes.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
More or less.
Here we are.
Here we are. You're
As you can
empty.
see-
You can't do that. That's bad.
No,
That's
it wasn't
bad.
empty. It's not empty. See?
There's technically something inside of it. So, Valkyrie, give people the quick pitch about what's going on here.
What is going on here? When you move to Paris, it's an excuse for everybody you know to come and visit you. And so you quickly learn how to take them to see all the things that everybody wants to see. Like Paris is world renowned for a reason because it's gorgeous. So we figured out a way that this is the way we take our friends when they visit us, so that we could see everything up close and from the best angles and just have a really good time and not feel like we're in traffic or fighting, So we kind of take little back streets, bike lanes, and we just cruise through a really enjoyable ride, and we see absolutely everything you want to see while you're in Paris. And it's fun.
There's a link below if you want to hook up with Valkyrie and go on a ride. But like I said, we're also going to be...
Hook up is kind of a weird word.
Do you want to meet up with Valkyrie? If you want to meet Valkyrie and go for a ride, it's
not that kind of website.
We'll also be going and doing a whole bunch of other tours, like I said, in the near future. From how a croissant. Do they actually make croissants on the croissant tour?
So we have two things. We walk to the best croissant of Paris, and we check out some amazing bakeries. Some of them well known, some of them neighborhood gems, and you could kind of pit them against each other about which one has the best croissant because they're all different. It's very competitive. It's like a blood sport.
Yep.
It's a bakery every 2 blocks. And then we also have where you could go into a bakery of a Michelin listed chef, which is pretty awesome.
That's
it's only
great.
4 people max at a time.
Yeah.
And you could make bread, pain au chocolat, and croissant in his bakery, and it's pretty cool. You roll up your sleeves, you learn about all this stuff, and you get to bake your own bread.
I'll definitely be doing that one of these days here.
We're gonna do that really soon.
Yeah,
actually.
it sounds really good.
That's a good one to do when it's cold out.
Put that on the calendar. Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm gonna finish drinking my rosé here, and I'll catch up with you here in a second. Oh. That was quite the day, man. That did go a little bit longer for those of you that are wondering about, especially the lighting change. It went a little bit longer, partially because the disruptions on, Saturday, happy Saturdays. And also because it was the last kind of run through for a lot of the people that are going to be taking over that route. So a lot of those people that you saw, including Kate, will be doing that route with you if you want to join them and go through. And what's neat about it is there's actually an express version, which just kind of runs through, gets a nice bike ride through the city, sees a lot of the big sights, and does so fairly quickly with fewer speeches. So I think the whole crux of what Valkyrie is doing is to try and give you a relaxed version of coming to Paris and just hanging out with friends who live here, that kind of side of things, instead of more of a formal tour. So it'll be cool to go see her walking stuff. And for those of you who aren't into bike tours, I know a lot of you aren't, to show you some other options that you might have in parts of Paris that you might not find without somebody like Valkyrie taking you around. I got a lot of work to do tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to finally let you know what's going on with the game. I'm going to try and do my best to explain everything. And I hope that you'll come along with me for that. It'll be interesting, to say the least. And otherwise, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for that. Yeah, and I need to eat some food now because there's a lot of bike riding today. And now, I get to reap the caloric rewards. See you tomorrow.